And welcome everybody, this is FXPassion broadcasting you live on YouTube. This is Forex Trading for Beginners. And what's the time? Melbourne, 2 a.m. Singapore, 11 p.m. Madrid, 4 p.m. New York and Toronto, 10 a.m. London, England. GMT time, right? It's 3 p.m. Welcome everybody. Today is Thursday, February 14th, 2019. And our goal for you is to become consistently profitable, minimum 3 months, knowing when, how and why you make and or lose money. You should not be allowed to trade with real money until you reach the goal. What is the goal? To become consistently profitable. If you are not going to listen to us, here is the risk disclaimer. Don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose, and the webinars are not investment advice, they are for educational purposes only. Your job, everybody, is to question everything and don't be fooled after you understand and master all these things here, right? From January to December, trading is 80% emotional and only 20% technical. So in order to be successful at trading, you need to have your mind and your heart in the right place. Remember, if being consistently profitable is difficult, you probably still have things to learn. And if your way is not working, why don't you try ours? Ours, I mean maybe mine, maybe Dogdow's, maybe Wheezy's, maybe sky is the limits. We are different traders with different strategies, different experiences. And remember, 90% of traders who makes it between the 3rd and the 5th year of learning. For additional coaching or training or just question, everybody, you can write questions to the email, Skype, contact or LinkedIn. That being said, let's dive into the live markets. If you have a currency that you don't understand, please type in the chat box. So the topic for today is support, resistance and pivot points in multiple time frame trading. Okay, I'm going to wait for you to write your currency pair. If not, everybody, we are going to start with AUD USD today. Okay, so what we have learned so far is how the market reacts, right, to the support, to resistance and to the pivot point, right? So we have 3 types of market behavior. So support is when the market is waving down, hit support and then it's going to reverse, right? The market is going to react, is going to, from downside, is going to go back up. Now resistance is on the opposite side. The market is waving, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Is going to hit a level of resistance eventually and then is going to react and is going to reverse. Now pivot points are something totally different, right? And the market is approaching a pivot point, right? Is going to react, is going to fall. Then in some point in the future is going to break the pivot point, going to the other side, and then is going to go back down, hit the pivot point again and continue its way up. So this characterizes the pivot point, right? I'm not talking about the indicator, but I'm talking about the pivot point in the chart, right? So this is the specific of the pivot point. It must have a reaction from the upside down and from the downside up to be a pivot point. Okay? Now, what are you going to do, everybody, when the time to trade, when it's time to trade, right? What are you going to do if, okay, multiple time frames? If, let's say that we are here first, we are approaching a pivot point, okay, on the monthly time frame, on the weekly time frame, doesn't matter. We are approaching a pivot point, okay, and you have resistance level down here, okay, and you have a support in here in between. Okay, what are you going to do? How are you going to plan your trade? Okay, this is just an example. Okay, The topic is support, resistance and pivot points in multiple time frames, right? So you are long on a currency pair because the trend is up, right? You have the market structure is up, the market is making higher highs, higher lows, and then you are checking your monthly chart, weekly chart, and you are seeing that you have a level of support here, right? And you see that you have a level of resistance here. Okay, it's just an example. Okay, this is a level of resistance. Let's color code this in red. Okay, what are you going to do, everybody? In other words, how are you going to trade your trade if, let's write this down, how are you going to trade if the trend, okay, let's write this down, if the trend on the monthly, let's clone, you have trend on the daily here on the right side, trend on the daily. Okay, and as a beginner trader, you need to understand this, everybody. Okay, because as we said, you need to know when you lose, why are you losing. Also, you need to make sense from your losers. Okay, if you want to grow as a trader, if you are a beginner trader, and if you want to grow, you must make sense, everybody, from your losers. Okay, you cannot go away tomorrow and say, oh, because I'm going to ask you why. Oh, passion, I lost. No problem, everybody loses sometimes, time to time. But why did you lose? Well, I don't know. So this would be 2-hour, 4-hour chart. Okay, so multiple time frame trading. Passion, why is this important? Well, this is important because we learned the concept in January, right? That the higher time frame controls the smaller time frame. I'm going to minimize the indicators, they are not important right now. Okay, so remember, the higher time frame controls the smaller time frame, right? So how are you going to trade? How are you going to plan your trade if, for example, the trend is up on the monthly, and we are going to talk about pivot point, support and resistance levels, and then we are going to check the live market. Okay, the trend is up on the weekly, but the trend is down on the daily, right? Come on. And the trend is down. The trend is down on the 2-hour chart, right? And if we are talking about an example right now, so it could be this example right here, the quadrant. The quadrant, I'm going to show you with an arrow. Okay, this is the arrow pointing you at the quadrant. So in the quadrant, if this is market structure, everybody, okay, and we are in a structural uptrend on the monthly and weekly, but as you can see, the market is reversing right now on the daily and is reversing on the 2 and 4-hour chart. How are you going to trade, everybody? Are you going to go long? Are you going to go short? Remember the concept, the higher time frame controls the smaller time frame. And after this, when the market finally, right, we are in February, the market is going to find a level of support and is going to bounce back up. Okay, this is support, the market is going to bounce back up, and then you are going to find levels of, let's color code this in red, levels of resistance and levels of support in the smaller time frames. So how are you going to trade? Teacher Miguel and Teacher Eddington, if you are there, how are you going to trade this one? You are here, the market is starting to go up. Let's color code this in black. Okay, we are here right now, and the market reversed and start to go back up, back up, back up, hit a pivot point, and then it's going to go down to support. And this is where you, if you don't know, everybody, if you don't know what is happening on the live chart, this is where you are going to lose your trades without knowing why. Because you can easily say, oh, the market is retracing, or oh, we are still in an uptrend, right? We are still in an uptrend. So with all this information, yeah, I know it's complicated, I know, but we are going to explain today to you what should you be looking for. Okay? So far is the question, what are you going to do? If your trading time frame is the daily and your confirmation time frame is the weekly, just an example, are you going to go short? Are you going to go long? Right? If your trading time frame is the 2 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour, and your confirmation time frame is the daily, what are you going to do? Easy answer, right? If your trading time frame is the 2 hour and 4 hour, 1 hour, whatever, and the daily, oh, this is an easy answer, I'm going to go short. Okay, you are going to go short. Pay attention if you have support level from the monthly chart, because even though you have your downtrend and structure on the 2 and 4 hour chart and the daily, when the market is going to hit the big support or resistance or the pivot point, the market most likely, right, most likely is going to reverse. Why most likely? Because there are no guarantees, everybody, right? We don't have the crystal ball. Okay, so this is theory, right? Let's address the live market. This is the, and let's open, okay, I'm going to just delete. We don't need these indicators right now. We don't need the Fibonacci's, right? We are beginner traders. We don't know nothing about the Forex market. We just have learned about the pivot point and the support and resistance levels and the market structure, right? So this is AUD USD. See, everybody, this is AUD USD monthly chart, and the market was making, this is, yes, this is a live chart, this is a live chart, monthly chart AUD USD, yes sir. So the market was, and the blue line is the pivot point and the orange line is support and resistance, right? So the market was approaching, as you can see, the market in some point in time start making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. I'm talking about a smaller time frame. Okay, come on, polyline. So if this is the monthly chart, right? Okay, if I'm going too fast, everybody just type in the chat, passion, slow down, explain again. So far from the monthly chart, we were in a downtrend. Do we agree on that? Do we agree that starting from 2011, we were, I mean we still are, we are in the overall long-term downtrend? You can say I agree, you can say I don't agree, which is better. You can say I don't know, you can say I agree 50%. Do we agree that AUD USD on the monthly chart, it is in a downtrend from early 2011? Okay, so what is going to confirm the downtrend? Well, is the structure. So structure high, structure low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, if you want, right? And then right here is the lower high. Come on. Okay, let's color code the structure in black, and So this is structure, and we can even go further. You need to understand this as a beginner trader, everybody, because if you are going to lose, and you are going to lose, I promise you, you will lose sometimes. Everybody loses sometimes, but you need to understand why your trade lost, you know. Why did you trade? Did you trade an extension? Did you trade a retracement? What did you trade? Was I trading against the structure? Was I trading with the structure? What was I doing, right? So we are in a downtrend, structural downtrend on AUD USD monthly chart, right? And I'm going to clean up a little bit. If you don't agree, everybody, if you're online and you don't agree, just type in the chat box, "Oh, Passion, I don't agree," or "Oh, Passion, I don't understand." Okay, we are here for you. So I'm going to clean up the chart a little bit. I'm going to clean up the structure. Clean up the structure and clean up. So talking about multiple time frames. So from the monthly chart, this chunk of price movement here, right, when the market was making higher highs, higher lows for quite a time, this is a retracement, right? Because the market moves in extensions and retracement. Okay, this was a retracement, and it was okay on the monthly chart. But if you open, everybody, if you go to the daily chart, let's wait for the software to respond. Hello Dino, how are you? Hello Miguel. Okay, so, and from the daily chart, right, from the daily chart, again, you need to understand what is happening. So this price movement in the red quadrant, was this an uptrend, everybody? Was this an uptrend? Was this an uptrend? Yes or no? Nice to see you, Dino. Yes, sir. Was this an uptrend from early 2016, right? And the market was making structure, higher highs, higher lows, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Okay? So, and in trading, we learned so far to use our trend lines, right? And to use the counter trend lines. So when it's time to trade, everybody, of course, you don't see the future, right? But let's say that you are here and you are trading, and you say, okay, the market just broke my downtrend line or my down counter trend line, right? So, and it's time to trade, right? So the market broke the counter trend line or the downtrend line, and you are waiting for an entry. Okay, you are a beginner trader. You have learned just about market structure, trends, the three trend lines and the counter trend lines so far. So the market went up, 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 up. Okay, you are waiting for what? For a retracement, right? And wait, let's go up, up. Okay, the market finally retraced. Okay, and if you are trading an uptrend, you can easily draw a counter trend line, and the market broke, right, your counter trend line. The market broke your counter trend line right here. And to give you support on your decisions, you can draw your uptrend line, right? So let's color code this in blue. This is your uptrend line, giving you support to your uptrend, right? And you are here right now. So let's say that you are going to enter here after the bullish engulfing candle, right? We learned the rules so far. You need to wait for the candle to close. You should not enter, everybody. Professionals don't enter when the candle is moving up or down. Professional traders wait for the candle to close. to confirm the signal. Okay, so we waited for the candle to close on the daily chart. Oh, Passion, but it's one day. Yes, it is. You should be patient. As a beginner trader, you should learn, you should train yourself, right? You should train your patience. So, oh, but I don't like the 1 hour chart or what the daily. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This applies to all time frames, everybody. Okay, if you are trading on the 1 hour, you should wait for the candle to close on the 1 hour chart. If it's the 2 hour, 4 hour, it's all the same. Okay, but just for the purpose to explaining to you, we waited for the candle to close and we entered here. So where is our stop loss going to go, right? And let's say that we are going to put our stop loss down here, 10 pips below the most recent low or the uptrend line. Even though we talked about that the most secure, right, the safest place is down below the long-term uptrend line. Okay, we talked about this. What is better? There is no right or wrong, but if you can, if your money management, risk management allows you, so stay out of the natural wave of the market. This is an important concept. Wait until candle close. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's say that I'm a beginner trader, okay, and I don't have the trillions and zillions, and I'm going to say, well, I don't have enough money in my account. I'm going to put my stop loss here. This is going to be my stop loss level. So what is the money management rule number 1 for the beginner trader? If you are going to risk 1 pip, you should go after 2 pips, right? So just graphically, I'm going to clone the quadrant. So number 1, okay, let's be fair, let's stretch up a little bit. Okay, there you go. So clone. So this is number 1 and clone again, and this is number 2. Okay, I'm going to color code this in a different color for you to see. So this is your profit. Your profit is in green, okay, and your risk is in red. Okay, what can you see, everybody, before you enter this trade? What can you see from the chart? What can you see? Is this a good trade? Is this a potentially bad trade? What can you see from the chart? The pivot point that it's up and it's in blue is from the monthly chart. Teacher Dino, would you enter this trade? Teacher Miguel, would you enter this trade? Would you enter long on the entry and taking a ride up to the pivot point? Remember the trick for the beginner trader, pivot points are areas. Okay, this is the important to remember while trading. Okay, pivot points and S/R, support and resistance are levels, okay, and not just lines. Okay, not just lines. Okay, not just lines. Why is this important? Because the pivot point level could be 400 pips. The support could be 1000 pips. We don't know, right? It depends. Okay, Passion, I don't understand what you are saying. Okay, this is AUD, just give me a second. This is AUD USD monthly chart, okay? And let's try to find a pivot point, which is, we said that the market should respond in both ways, right? From up to down and down to up. So this here or here, maybe, okay, maybe, okay, just, okay, see this line, everybody? I'm going to quantify this line, I'm going to quantify this level with the line, okay, and I'm going to zoom a little bit. So can you see that the market reacted in here, and the market reacted in here, and the market reacted in here, right? And lastly, the market did react in here, right? But this is a monthly chart, so even though my line is at 0.80176, look at the wick of this candle. Okay, so the wick of this candle on the left, okay, just an example, the wick of the candle before the market reversed or reacted, it was at 0.81616, 1500 pipettes, okay, or I don't know how many decimals do you have, right? I believe it's pips. 1500 pips is this week, and this is important when you are trading. If I'm wrong, Eddington, please correct me. And this is important when you 0.8, yes, when you are trading, don't just address this pivot point as a line, you know. As a beginner trader, you can think, oh, it's going to hit this line. No, pivot point is a level, it's an area, okay? Pivot point is not a line. Maybe I should change from lines to quadrants. So this is the pivot point area, okay? You need to address this when you trade. But let's go back to our trade. So Teacher Miguel and Teacher Dino, would you enter? Catalin, Angel, Adi, all these lines are noting when news are on Squonk. Yes sir, correct? Yes sir. Okay, but when you trade and there is no news, I hope that I pronounced your, Catalin, I hope that I pronounced your name correctly. You're right, but when there is no news, everybody, so Catalin, would you enter this trade? And Dino and Teacher Miguel, would you enter this trade on the daily chart? Would you enter this trade, everybody? Let's make a poll. Who would enter and who would not enter? Who would stay out? I mean, as a beginner trader, you have all the reasons, right? The market is in an uptrend, still above the uptrend line. The market broke the counter trend line and it formed a bullish engulfing candle. So you have 4 reasons to go long, right? On the other side, from the monthly chart, you know that you are approaching a pivot point. What are you going to do, everybody? It's decision time. And this is why in the previous weeks I told you what was the homework. Homework is that you should have all the support and resistance levels. Everybody, if you are a beginner trader, listen to me. If you are a beginner trader, have your support and resistance levels on all the charts, from the monthly chart to the trading time frame, whatever it could be. Even though if you are trading on the 15-minute chart, which I hope you are not doing because there is a lot of noise, you should have all your pivot points and big support and resistance levels on all the time frames, on all time frames, everybody. Because if you are trading on a 1 hour, 2 hour, even 15-minute chart, when the market is going to hit, and it's going to hit, believe me, the big support, resistance levels, the pivot points, you are going to lose your trade, and you should address this. Oh, Passion, it's too much work. Well, of course, this is a suggestion, right? This is my suggestion to you. You can accept, no problem. You can reject, oh, I don't like this way of trading. No problem, everybody. You can reject. We are telling you this, okay? So Dino is selling. I like AUD USD now for longs, basic on monthly chart. Okay. So going back to the trade, let's see. For the traders who entered this trade, let's see what is going to happen. The market went up and hit the take profit. Congratulations. So your trade was a win, right? And you can stretch your uptrend line. And let's see what happened next. The market reacted, right? Why did the market react? Well, this was predictable, everybody. If you are a beginner trader, you should address and you should predict these price movements, okay? So the market fall down, right, and made a low. So we can draw our downtrend line right now. Okay, downtrend line right now. And we can draw another an aggressive downtrend line. Okay, so we are here right now. What are you going to do? From the monthly chart, I'm going to show you. From the monthly chart, okay, from the monthly chart, we are here right now. The market reversed, but we are still in an uptrend, right? We don't have the crystal ball and you don't know what is going to happen. So this is on the monthly chart. We are here right now. Okay, we are here right now. This is the monthly chart. We know that on the daily we entered the trade. The trade was a win. So we earned some pips, right? And right now we are here from the monthly chart. Remember, what are you seeing? That is that we are still in an uptrend. Katalin is saying all the time our news, we must first of all check currency fundamentals outlook. All the time our news, we must first of all check currency fundamental outlook. Okay, I wouldn't agree with you that all the time, okay, but yes, it's okay to check the fundamental outlook. So on the monthly chart we are still in an uptrend, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and then this is a higher high. So we are still in an uptrend from the monthly, right? And from the daily chart, right, we are here right now. From the daily chart we enter the trade and the trade retraced, okay, made a low here, okay, made a low. So if the higher time frame, everybody, this is the learning time right now. This is support, resistance and pivot point in multiple time frames. The market just made a low on the daily chart. Black arrow pointing the circle. The market broke the downtrend line. Black arrow pointing to the red downtrend line. Okay, on the monthly chart, this is what you see. You don't have the crystal ball, right? On the monthly chart, we are still in an uptrend. The market is making higher highs, higher lows. What are you going to do? What is your plan of attack? Katalin, Dino, Miguel, would you buy or wouldn't you buy this currency pair right now? Of course, as Katalin says, if there is no news, would you buy, just technically speaking, would you buy or wouldn't you buy this currency pair? If there is no important news release from Australia or US, would you buy or buy the house? Okay, Dina would buy the house, right? Okay, why would you buy? Because what? Why would you buy, Dina? Would you buy because you are still in an uptrend, right? The market is making higher highs, higher lows. Okay, the market made a low, right? Even though we have some points to consider, everybody, the market made a low, yes sir, so the next is going to be a high, but we have a problem here. If you look left, the market just did a lower low, but even though we are still in an uptrend, I would buy this pair. Okay, everybody, this can be an example, you trading on the 15-minute chart with 1 hour chart being your confirmation time frame. This could be your 2-hour, 4-hour chart, and the daily could be your confirmation time frame. Okay, Miguel says, I would buy this pair, break the trend plus pivot. Okay, this is what you need to pay attention. Okay, if you are going to buy in here, this is now the monthly chart. If you are going to buy, red arrow, okay, I mean black arrow. If you are going to buy in here, and another point, why would you buy? Well, the market just hit support, right? We have a level of support here. We have a level of support here, right? So I know some traders, friends, that bought this market right now. Okay, we are at support. Look at this, we are at support right now from the monthly chart. Oh, this market is supposed to go up. Oh, this market must go up. Oh, this market is making higher highs, higher lows. And this is the lesson, everybody. You should address the higher time frame and the pivot points and support and resistance levels from the higher time frame. Because even though you are going to buy this one, right? So I'm going to compress the chart a little bit, right? And I'm going to clean up a little bit the chart. So, and your new stop loss, okay, let's clean up the chart. Your new stop loss is going to be this one, just an example, everybody, right? Or is going to be, this is the better, the safer stop loss, this is the a little bit less safer stop loss, right? So let's see what is going to happen if you enter this trade, because you have a problem, right? Technically speaking, the market just did a lower low, talking about trading, okay, but you have all the reasons to buy from the monthly chart. Katalin said no. Great answer, Katalin. So what you are missing maybe is the bullish candle, right? But most likely, if you are a beginner trader, you are saying, oh, I'm not going to wait for the whole month, right? For the market to reverse. So for the traders who are going to enter this trade, let's see what's going to happen. You enter this trade and the market, bam, trader number one who has a short stop, you lost on your trade, which is okay if you know why. And let's see what happened next. The market went up and bam, trader number two lost also his trade. Okay, when this happens, everybody, if you're a beginner trader learning how to trade, when this happens, you should address your loss. So the question is, okay, why did I lose? Too much retracement? No sir, you cannot predict retracements. You cannot predict retracements, in my opinion, of course. Okay, so why did you lose? Oh, I'm sorry, yes, you're right. You're right, Katalin, you said you lost because of the retracement. I'm sorry, Katalin, yes, you're right, correct, I agree with you. Okay, but the question is, Katalin, the question is, why did the market retrace so far? Dino, Miguel and Katalin, why did the market, if everything was in place, from the monthly chart, and if we believed in the concept that the higher time frame controls the smaller time frame, everything was in place to go long from the monthly chart. Why did we lose on the daily chart? We were buying with the black candle on the monthly. Yes, sir, but Dino, you're right, but we are still in an uptrend. The market is making higher highs, higher lows. The market didn't break. If I'm your student, Dino, I'm going to ask you, teacher, but the market didn't break the uptrend line, and the market didn't make a lower low on the weekly chart. What are you going to answer to me? How are you going to explain to me why did we lose? Which is okay, everybody loses time to time, right? Teacher Miguel, teacher Katalin, help Dino out. If the market was up, making higher highs, higher lows, and didn't break the uptrend line, the red one, right, didn't make a lower low to signaling a potential reversal, why did we lose on the daily time frame? When you say monthly, you mean 1 minute or 1 month? 1 month, Miguel? Teacher Miguel, why did we lose on this trade? We won the first one, but we lost the second one. You need to make sense, you need to learn, everybody. If you're a beginner trader, you need to learn why did you lose, and try not to repeat the same mistake. Okay? I asked Dino, I know, Miguel, I'm telling you what Dino is I'm telling you what Dino is thinking. 1 monthly. Months is 1 month. Katalin said big long candle, momentum. Could be. What else? What else? What else? What else, everybody? I'm going to zoom out the chart. I'm going to zoom out the chart. Okay, I'm going to zoom out the chart. I'm going to open a new chart, monthly. Okay, to give you a hint. Even though when you trade, right? Why did we lose? Why did we lose the second trade? Okay, you can argue with me. I love this. I like that. You can argue with me, but I'm telling you, when you don't see the future, everybody, and you are seeing this, okay, your brain, everybody, is going to see this: higher highs, higher lows. You know, uptrend line, support. Okay, so we lost. No problem, but we need to make sense. Where is the, okay, here, support. Okay, possible some fundamentals. No, sir, not always. What is this, everybody? What is this? What is this red quadrant? What is this red quadrant? I'm pointing the arrows to you. What is this red quadrant? What is this red quadrant? Everybody? What is this red quadrant? Why did we lose on the daily chart if everything is in place on the monthly? When we have opposite long candles suggest momentum and better Stay away. Yes, sir. But why? This is predictable, Katalin. I think that we are buying as closer to the... Yes, Dino. So if there are no news announcements, right, and everything is in place, technically speaking, we lost. Why? Because the market reacted to the pivot point area from the monthly chart. Congratulations, Dino. Yes, sir. This is the answer. So if you're a beginner trader, everybody, and if you have a strategy, right? You have your Fibonacci, Ichimoku, whatever, super mega trading system from JP Morgan or whatever, and you just lost your trade and you don't know, you're thinking, you're thinking by yourself, but this trade that lost doesn't make sense to me. Go check the higher time frame. Okay, so let's write this down for the beginner trader. Trader's hint. Okay, it's a trick, it's a hint. Okay, when you lose a trade and the loss doesn't make any logical or technical, right? Technical slash fundamental for Katalin, fundamental sense. Okay, let me check. Fundamental, okay. Sense. Go check the higher time frames. Okay, all of them. Okay, so if you're a beginner trader, fresh new, you are trading for 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year, it doesn't matter. Okay, and you didn't know this, start doing this. Of course, this is just a suggestion, but many times if you don't know why did you lose, okay, trader's hint: when you lose a trade and the loss doesn't make any logical, technical, fundamental sense, go check the higher time frames, all of them. Okay, and then he's saying, I think we are buying so close to the pivot. Yes, sir. Important that trends or pivot in minor time frames. Yes, sir. And Katalin is saying buy counter resistance. Yes, sir. Okay, so if you are trading on the 1 hour chart, everybody, and you lose on the trade, go check the 4 hour chart, go check the daily chart. No reason for you, go check the weekly chart, and lastly, go check the monthly chart. And if you don't understand, even when checking the monthly chart, send me an email. Passion, I lost on a trade, but I cannot figure out why did I lose. Send me an email, everybody. Okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to explain to you what I think. Of course, I don't have a crystal ball, but most likely the losers and the winners are logical to explain, right? If you are a beginner trader, everybody, and you want to become professional, explaining things, it's a part of the game. Do you want to get an investor? You should explain things. Why did you win? Why did you lose? Right? It's a must, okay? So this is AUD USD. Let's check another one, a little bit difficult. Canada JPY. Or if you have your currency pair, everybody, just type in the chat box Canada JPY. If you have a currency pair that you don't understand, just type in the chat box Passion, check, whatever, Euro USD, GBP JPY, whatever. If not, I'm going with mines. Okay, so let's wait for the software to respond. Canada JPY monthly chart. Still waiting. Any questions so far, everybody? Any questions so far about why it's important that you have all your pivot points and support and resistance levels on all time frames. Passion, can you show us? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Of course. So this is what, daily, monthly, right? This is the monthly here. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to show you. Okay, this is AUD USD weekly chart, everybody, and as you can see, it's a mess, right? But I have all the pivot points and support and resistance levels from the monthly chart. The blue lines, the orange lines, the green lines are from the monthly chart. Okay, this is the AUD USD weekly chart. Then let's go on the daily chart. Forget indicators, we are not there yet. Okay, forget indicators, forget the Fibonacci's, but I just want you to see that I have all my pivot points and support and resistance levels from the monthly chart on the daily chart, right? The same. Look in here, everybody, forget the indicators, forget the indicators. This bounce here, I'm going to erase the Fibonacci and erase the indicators, remove, okay? This is the daily chart. This bounce here, everybody, was predictable. Okay? Why do you think the market went down and reversed exactly at this level? What do you think? Right, correct. We have the orange line, we have on the right, this was a support level from the monthly chart, right? And you can argue with me, oh, but this is once in a lifetime. No, sir. No, sir, this is not once in a lifetime. This is what I'm trying to tell you, that the higher time frame, the support and resistance levels, see, from the higher time frame, control what the smaller time frame or what the other time frame is most likely, no guarantees whatsoever, is most likely going to do. So the market reacted here, right, in 2016, right? The market reacted here, right? This is support from the monthly chart. So is this mere coincidence? Right? We don't know, right? We don't have the crystal ball. Maybe yes, maybe no. Either way, my suggestion to you is to address these levels. Let's go back in time. Let's see. Okay. So what is here again? Not a pivot pot maybe, but is support, right? Reacted here in 2009. Let's go back in time. Okay, it's a level, so reacted here in 2006. Reacted here, and then we are finished. So reacted here in 2004. Do you think it's mere coincidence, everybody? If you're a beginner trader, do you think it's mere coincidence that the market reacted to the always at the same level? Most likely, right? It's an area. It's not a line. So the market reacted. And Katalin is saying trading pivot I think is okay only intraday with confluence with trend line, counter trend line, round number. Katalin, you are too complex for me. Okay, I'm going to say that I agree with you, but I don't quite understand what you are saying. Okay, maybe this is your strategy, which is okay. Thank you for sharing, Katalin, either way. But we are here as beginner traders. We have learned so far about market structure, trends, okay? But thank you, Katalin. If you want to share your trading strategy once in a while, you are welcome. I hope so. I hope so. We need more traders like you, Katalin, that are sharing your wisdom and what you think. Okay? So let me check, let me see, Canada JPY. Okay, we are here finally. Canada JPY monthly chart. Okay, for the beginner trader, maybe not the easiest pair to trade, right? So what is happening here? We have this level, right? And I have some friends, traders, and this currency pair is mixing their heads. So what happened here? We were in an uptrend, right? This is the monthly chart. And then the market broke the uptrend line and we are now in this downtrend, right? And we have some kind, not the best, but some kind of bullish candle, right? We are, we are what? We are in maybe, just maybe, right? Just maybe, we are in an overall uptrend, right? So everybody, how are you going to trade this? Okay, this is the monthly chart, Canada JPY. We have levels of, what is this? Resistance, right? We have another level of resistance here. Another level of, just maybe, oh, this is a pivot point. So this is resistance, and this is resistance, and this is, what is this, support, I believe. No, it's a pivot point. Okay, look nice for buyers. Well, yes sir. We didn't check yesterday's homework, everybody. What's the time? 4 more minutes. Okay, Miguel, did you do your homework, Miguel? And everybody else? Homework from yesterday, it was how are you going to trade. Yesterday we had a lesson about how to trade support and resistance in a sideways movement, in a sideways channel. And the homework from yesterday, it was what's your plan, or how are you going to trade AUD CAD on the monthly chart, right? How are you going to trade this? Because I believe that we are still locked in this sideways channel. Okay, I don't have a crystal ball, everybody, I'm telling you, but based on this bullish candlestick formation, even though your Ichimoku and Fibonacci and Elliott wave is pointing down, in my opinion, right, it's just an opinion, the market is going to go up. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I have 2 answers. Yes sir, please. Can you share your answers, Teacher Miguel? This is the lesson from yesterday. We learned how to trade support and resistance in a sideways channel, in a sideways movement, right? There is no right or wrong, there are just different ways at looking to the market. So Miguel, do you agree? Do you want to go long? Do you want to go short? Remember everybody, there is no right or wrong. You can go short, you can go long, right? Both traders can win, both traders can lose. Okay, so we learned yesterday. Miguel is saying, considering that the sideways is a part of a previous trend, yes sir, I would agree with this. I would plan my entry long when the price touches the lower band. Okay, in this case the low and the upper band of the channel coincide with the previous. Okay, so Miguel, are you going to enter this currency pair? Are you going to go long after the counter trendline break? Let's color code this in red. And let's do it like this. Everybody, these webinars are not investment or trading advice, okay? Question, are you going to go long? Are you going to buy AUD CAD when the market breaks the red counter trend line? You can say yes, then the question is going to be why. You can say no. Katalin is saying too many lines, okay. And Miguel is saying previously drawn pivot lines or zones where you expect anyway some kind of reaction. So Miguel and everybody, would you buy, are you going to buy this currency pair AUD CAD monthly chart when the market breaks the counter trend line? This is the homework until tomorrow, everybody. Okay, give me an answer until tomorrow. Are you going to buy, go long when the market breaks? Okay, if it breaks, of course, no guarantees, we don't have a crystal ball. When the market breaks the counter trend line. This is the homework for tomorrow, everybody. Are you going to buy, go long when the market breaks? If it breaks the counter trend line, the red counter trend line. Okay, everybody, our time is up. See you back tomorrow. Until tomorrow, everybody, stay strong and trade with passion. This is FXPassion signing off.